I'm Dee Dee, your host. I am an energy alchemist, an intuitive and a soundable practitioner. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you extraordinarily much for subscribing and liking the videos. Wow, this does my heart so much good. I kind of feel like I've, it's like this whole YouTube video thing with mindful musings is I got a very strong prompting and resisted it, but it's kind of like coming out of the closet. It's a very vulnerable feeling to share, to express truly express what is in my heart and the information I get. It's owning it. It's so, in many ways, this is, it's been eye-opening, it's been heartwarming, and it's, thank you. I've always, especially since reaching the age I am now, I've always kind of wanted to just be the old crone sharing wisdom. Maybe wisdom, maybe not, I don't know. But just being able to go blah, 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 and maybe somebody will get something from that. So that's kind of what this is. Anyway, thank you from my heart. Oh my goodness. Energy is starting to swirl again, and I say that because here where I live, the winds were extraordinary. Hello, it's the Midwest, the plains. Yeah, we know that. But they were like up to 60 miles an hour in gusts. Today they're only like 20, 25, but tomorrow and the next day it'll be up in the 40s and 50s again with the wind, which then prompts me to go, wow. Winds of change are still upon us, and they will continue to be forever, but particularly at this moment, because today, what is it, around 3:30 Eastern time, the Pluto enters Aquarius. Again, I'm not an astrologer. I don't know much at all, like maybe this much, but what I do know is that is huge in terms of shifting perspective, of transforming the energy, because Pluto will stay in Aquarius, I believe, until 2044. So we have 20 years of transformation, of technology improving, of coming together as community, of overturning the old systems that don't work. It's forward thinking. It's dare I say what came in, it's the time of the indigo child who is no longer a child but an adult. It is time to shine. So that being said, I also realize it's very important for all of us to, once more, I'm preaching to the choir and I am a broken record, it's to stay grounded. To make sure we have our toolkits on again, to be able to come to a place of grounding, connecting your feet to Mother Earth, breathing in, feeling the Mother Earth, Father Sky, the cosmic gold and earth energies combining, because again, it's about balancing the masculine energies with the feminine energies and balancing it. It is the time of great balance so that we may move forward. Again, staying grounded, remembering to breathe, using the square breath if you so like, or diaphragmatic breathing, just bringing that awareness in. Making sure we're using our tools. And finding your joy. Joy will bring you into the present moment, boom, nanosecond. So if you are the creative type, start writing, or if you haven't, be writing, singing, movement, dancing, decorating, whatever that may be for you, express your creativity. Start a YouTube channel, but express, find the joy. I know I find the joy with my loving cats around me. I love my kitty cats. I love, so much. I love the birds, which just reminds me what brought me to a place of joy this morning was I stopped off at the office. I had done a sound bowl bath and whatever, which was great, wonderful, but that always fills me. But I went out to stand by the lake, and as I walked out, I heard something. I looked up and I went, oh, it's a little downy or hairy woodpecker just pecking away. And I was like, hi, Guy, how are ya? And just as I was saying that, this beautiful red-tailed hawk just flies right by. And I love hawks. I love owls. I love birds. It's, shall I say, the return of the bird tribe. They just really resonate to me. So I'm always looking for messages from the universe, and oftentimes the universe sends it to me in form of the birds. So again, that message of finding the higher perspective, gaining that ability to see clearly, but from a detached point of view. But being in the nature brought me joy, seeing the birds, seeing the beauty. Oh my goodness, the energy is it's very sensitive right now. I don't know if you're experiencing that or not, but it's a nice sensitive. It's a good sensitive. As I was walking around and I would see the colors on the trees, the few trees that still have leaves on them. Oh, the brilliant red, and then next to the luscious brown or the green or the gold colors. It just brought me to tears and filled with such gratitude for all the beauty that surrounds us, for the animals, for all the creatures, for my friends, for everything. That is what we need to be focusing on again. A broken record. I know I'm a broken record, but find your places of joy and express your gratitude. Find places of joy and gratitude within you, because that is how we're going to keep moving forward and survive when the changes come. Even if change is for the positive, which normally it is, and it will be, it doesn't mean it's not going to be painful. It doesn't mean that it doesn't kind of require almost a death of what we knew, a death of who we thought we were. There's a letting go, there's a surrendering, but there will also be those emotions that go along with change, even though the ultimate outcome of change will be for the higher good. There is still grief and fear and all of that involved with it, which is why it is so critically important that we find our place of peace and calm. And what works for me may not work for you. You'll find what works for you, but please, I implore you to find it. And again, broken record time, stay away from the news. The news cycle is just this swirling amount of energy that is designed to stir up the dust and just get us all scattered and fear-based. And that's not where we need to be. We need to be grounded and centered and focused on love. Love for ourselves and compassion for others, even if they think differently than we do. I know it's tough because we need to get the ego out of the way and allow a higher process to take place. But there is more common ground than there is what divides us. It may take quite a while for us all to realize that, because we are still a planet, consciousness of war and division. but the light and the consciousness awareness that is arising will eventually eradicate the consciousness of war and division and separation and judgment. It's going to take a long time, or not, but it is happening, and it will happen, and it will require major changes in all of us. That being said, also, look to the sky, not only for its beauty, which, oh my goodness, the extraordinary clouds, watching the trees sway, seeing the birds, but also now the thinning of the veil, the return of the bird tribe, the Pleiadians. I may be talking way out there for some of you. That's okay. Let it go. If you're not ready to listen or hear that, that's fine. But again, I say it would be kind of arrogant for all of us to think that we are the only planet in this massive galaxy universe, that we are only a little pinpoint on, to think that we're the only beings of consciousness around. Be prepared. I mean, open contact is happening, and I think I experienced one the other day. I was remarkably, like, looked up in the sky, see this, I'm going, oh, what's that? Huh, it's not moving, it's different, and blah, 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 blah. But there was no fear. It was just a sense of awe and love and compassion. I just said, thank you. I know the benevolent beings are here to help us, to guide us, to journey with us. We still have free will, so they cannot intercede, but they're here to guide us. Angels, whatever terminology works for you, but I am a firm believer in the higher beings and the angels. They've played a magnificent role in my life. So, all right, I've kind of gone a little bit all over the place now, haven't I? But that's the information that was coming in this morning that I, again, got the internal nudge to go ahead and share. But I did also want to share a little story of what happened yesterday. Sophie just walked into the room. That's why I'm looking down there. She loves to participate in these. One of these days we'll get her on camera. But, okay, thanks, Soph. Thanks for visiting. But yesterday I had an appointment. Pull in the parking lot, finish my appointment, come out, and I sit in my car for a moment. And then all of a sudden I see this big old freight truck come in and is trying to park next to me. Poor guy. I mean, it's a big old truck. It's a small parking lot. And he is working so hard to try and get that truck in there next to me. And I'm just watching, just kind of amused. And, but then I start noticing, oh my goodness, the truck is literally an inch away from me. I went, it's getting ready to scrape up my car. Okay, this is interesting now, isn't it? And then I see him get out of the cab, and he walks around, and I see him. So I was able to manage to get my car door open, squeeze the door, get out, and I went, hi, do you need me to move my car? Well, there really wasn't any place to move it and back because the truck was wedging me in, and there was a big pole in front of me. So he said, oh, you could tell that he was expecting me to come out and berate him or say, well, but I didn't. I just smiled, but I said, do you need me to move the car? And then I went around and I looked around, and then he went around and looked at me and goes, well, yeah. I said, well, I'm leaving anyway, so what do you need me to do? And he made the suggestions, and then he goes, I tell you what, why don't you, he goes, there's room here, I'll guide you, and I'll tell you how far to turn your tires and everything, and you'll be able to go out to the other side of the pole and then in between the truck and that. I said, great. And I got back into the car, and sure enough, okay, you got this far, okay, now turn, keep going, okay, stop, wonderful directions. Sure enough, easily enough, got out of that spot. And we both smiled and waved at each other, and it was like, thank you. And immediately, what came to mind was gratitude and just this sense of, oh my goodness, what could have been a really ugly situation. If I had been in a different state of heart and mind, I could have come out and gone, what the bleep are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And then he would have attacked, blah, blah, blah. And it could have been ugly and grotesque. That's not who I am, but it could have been. Instead, it was met with this problem that could have been explosive, ended up being completely diffused by a smile and kind words and a sense of cooperation and collaboration towards a unified goal. And it was beautiful, and it was simple. It was open communication. There was light in both of our eyes, smiles on our faces, and we ended up having I had a great day after that. And you could tell it just started our mornings out wonderful to be able to have cooperation, collaboration for a single goal. That filled my heart. And that's why I just said, this is where we're headed. This is how life can be, that we can have differences, but ultimately we will need to collaborate and cooperate to find the solutions to get us to the next level. And it's going to take a whole lot of forward thinking, a whole lot of thinking outside of the box of the structures that are in place right now, because a lot of the structures that are in place right now are outdated for for who we are becoming, the consciousness that we are becoming. So I would imagine that there will be system breakdowns, and during that time it could be a little scary, but just keep holding on to the knowledge, the knowing that it's for the greater good. Something good is building out of the rubble. Out of chaos comes beautiful creativity. Just remember that. And remember, at any point in time, you have a choice. You can choose to be angry and fearful and revengeful and spiteful and all the other end of the spectrum. Or you can choose to see yourself going there, and you can choose to come back into a place of neutrality and cooperation and high-sidedness, knowing that you can access your information, you can access your intuition, and it will guide you. The intuition is yours. This is your information, however you receive it. That's the fun thing for me is I get messages, but messages come in so many different forms. It might be a song that suddenly I hear, or a song that kind of plays in my head, and I go, oh, well, what's the message of that? Sometimes I will hear something. Oftentimes, like this morning driving around, it's on the cars or the vehicles, where I looked over, I go, and there's this big thing on another freight truck that says hope. And I just started laughing. I just said, thank you, you guys, hope. And then over here on somebody's license plate was alignment. I went, oh my goodness. So be open to receiving your own internal guidance on what you need for that day or for now, or whatever the message is from the universe. What message is the universe trying to send you? And by the universe, I mean the universe, the collective one, God, your angels, super consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It's whatever word aligns with the energy inside of you. but we are all capable of gathering our own information and guidance, and then trusting it. And your heart won't lead you astray on the information. If the information is not of light and is not of goodness, then that's not real information. The information will always be one of, I won't say positive, because your intuition, your gut instinct will alert you if there is danger ahead, but it will always be one that is taking care of you, that is nurturing you. It won't be an againstness against anyone else. It won't, dark, light, whatever you want to call it. But those are just some of the ways that information just comes in, and always through my beautiful animal friends, the birds. Nature speaks to us when you listen. And it is a great joy that brings me. And I do hope that you will perhaps experiment with that as well. It really requires a sense of play, a sense of wonder, of tapping back into that childlike wonderment of knowing that anything is possible, that there are little sylphs and little fairies running around out there. There are orbs of light. There is magic all around us when we tap into it. And yes, we do need to be grounded on this beautiful Mother Earth, who is alive and well, and her consciousness is raising as well, which is forcing us to raise our consciousness, because Mother Earth is a living being. It's a living energy. She's self-sustaining. We've just really harmed her, and we're getting there. We'll get there. There was something else, but it left me at the moment. Just tune in to your own knowing. Come from your heart. Meditation, yeah, that's still important, but it may look differently. There are people who are meditators, meaning they can sit for hours or whatever and just, it's beautiful. I love that. I've never been one of those. And with the thinning of the veil, and by thinning of the veil, I mean that our access to the divine is easier now. Meditations, maybe, if you've been doing a lot of self-growth work, aren't as complicated anymore, aren't as long. You can be meditating while you're doing the dishes. You can be meditating while gardening. Meditation is simply a connection to your higher self, to your soul, to the divine, to God. Again, whatever term works for you. That is meditation. It is taking time to make that connection. And then that connection is where you will receive the calm. And in the calm and the stillness is where we receive the guidance and the knowing of what is next steps for our highest good. All right. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Anyway, the winds of change are definitely upon us, and they will be for a long time. Just take care of you. Know that we are all in this together. Again, I'm talking to, anyone who is listening to the channel. We are one. We're healers, we're empaths, we're intuitives, psychics, energy workers, light beings, way showers, whatever term, but we are a one. We are the tribe. We are here on this planet right now for this reason. And we are finding each other. It's really, really important to know you are not alone. Find your community, seek out like-minded at this time to support have your loved ones around you, have your community around you, your tribe around you. And we will get through this together. I promise you. At least that's what my guidance has been saying. And may have a few bumps along the road, or not. But just believe, keep coming from your heart. Believe in your heart and see clearly. When fear shows up, ask it what it messages for you, and then let it go. Say, thank you for that message. I now release you. And then come back into your calm, back into your love. Let your heart lead the way. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. I hope you got something out of this. And I'll do another video soon, I'm sure. But much love, big love, so many blessings. Thank you from my heart. All right. Namaste.